The hjälte awoke early in the morning to search for clues as to where to head next. Taking the map that had the locations of the civilförsvar, he found a message on an answering machine in a house nearby.
Hej Anita, jag vet vad du tänker. Andreas ringer aldrig, men nu när ryssen kommer så hör han till slut av sig. Men ja, jag blev orolig och jag ville bara... Strunt samma, jag måste gå.
Paying little mind to the clearly panicked recording, the hjälte found a map showing the location for evacuation just outside of the city. Sadly, the area was swarmed by machines, and clearly no one had survived the encounter. Finding yet another map and audio recording pointing him towards the local bunker Veslin, the hero decided to follow the trail of the military. Surely they must have some answers, the hjälte thought.
Ringen är slutförd. Återvänd till bas. Kom. Löjtnant. Vi låser ner Västland om 10. Rapportera status. Kom. Anderhage. Jävlar.
Knowing where to go next, the hjälte headed to Veslin. While on his travels, he found a small encampment completely surrounded by machines. With each machine he felled, the hjälte felt stronger and more capable in combat, slowly getting quicker to react to the hail of gunfire volleyed in his direction. After finishing off the final hunter, the hero came across Veslin, and upon reaching the entrance, found he required barcodes to access the bunker. Knowing that he was likely heading into a fight he could not escape, the hjälte pressed on into the dark bunker. Finding the bunker completely swarmed by machines, the hjälte used breach and clear methods he had learned in the Total Defense program to deal with the machines, and eventually was able to find the generator room to restore power to the bunker. With power restored, all the hjälte needed to do now was find the command room. Upon entering the command room, he couldn't help but feel he was being watched, but by who and what, he did not know. Finding a functioning warboard, he saw various locations lit up across the map, radio masts that were flashing yellow, and bunkers flashing an ominous red. If I could use the radio down by the naval base, I could possibly contact the remaining military for help. The thought rang through the hjälte's mind. The hjälte took time deciding his next step. Meanwhile, in a dark room filled with computers and mainframes, an AI had taken notice of the young hero and their valor in restoring Vestlin. Coming up on a small military outpost, the hjälte's been able to better arm himself in his fight against the machines. Coming up on the South Ulman naval base, the hjälte found heavy resistance. After sending all the machines to the junkyard in Helvete, he found the source of interference coming from a shed nearby. Upon destroying the tick and establishing comms, the hjälte was shocked to find Russian in the garbled message being broadcasted. Were these messages from a would-be savior or the conspirator of the machine invasion? So there we go, an action-packed episode 2. Hopefully you guys all enjoyed seeing those little combat montages in there. It's been a lot of fun actually going through the first island with all of the dilapidated weapons and all of the weak weapons again, and kind of reliving those first moments of playing Generation Zero here. But let's break down some of the things that we brought up here in this episode. So one of the big first things is, again, we are getting more direction from the plot of the game and the things that you find in the game, directing us towards the East having invaded Sweden here. So I know that some people have been against the idea of it being a cliche, it was the Russians kind of story. But for me, I think that it could be played off in a whole bunch of interesting ways. One of the big things is that the wording for it is incredibly vague, so it's always just labeled the East. And so you never know what that means. That could mean Russia, or it could mean literally anything that's east of Sweden. We'll have to find out eventually. The Generation Zero team is going to have to do some sort of a story update where we'll get answers for all of these questions. But the next thing that I kind of highlighted and tried to focus on in this episode was the fact that von Ulmer starts noticing your character pretty much right around the Veslin bunker. And that's when you start getting guided towards ultimately the ending of the game, the end scenario that happens here in Generation Zero. So I think that it's something to really pay attention to, the fact that the hero is slightly guided through these events by the AI intelligence that is Phoenix or von Ulmer. But thank you so much for watching this episode here. These episodes actually take a lot of effort to put together, but I have a lot of fun doing it. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Until then, peace.